channel. My name is Ndeye10, and if you are tuned in today, I am super excited because Fenty Beauty went ahead and dropped some brow products. I mean, I feel like Fenty is the only brand that has a shade range even for brow products. Everything they give us options, okay? So I did pick up 2 shades, black brown as well as soft black. So go ahead and comment down below and see if you can guess which eyebrow is the darker brow, or tell me which shade you like better. If you're interested in seeing the tutorial as well as a review and swatches of these brow products, make sure you go ahead and keep on watching. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so I'm coming to you with a bare face, my head tie on. I don't know how people do foundation before their brows or how they do foundation before their eyes. For me personally, my steps are my eyebrows, my eyes, and then I do everything else afterwards. So I did go ahead and pick up the Fenty brow product in 2 shades, which I'll show you right now. So this is what the packaging looks like, and then you have the name of the product on the bottom. So I did purchase soft black and black brown. When I went to the first Sephora, they didn't have any more black browns. I guess that was their first shade that sold out. So I did get soft black. But then the next day I was like, let me also try black brown. I was kind of like overwhelmed and I didn't know which one to pick. I know that the deepest black is going to be too dark for me. So if you are someone that is of a deeper complexion than I am and you usually aren't able to find eyebrow products that are dark enough for you, definitely check out the deepest shade in the Fenty brow products. But for me, I just took the 2 before the last one. So this is what it looks like outside of the box. It is very sleek. So when you open up the box, this is what it looks like. So you have one side that has the actual pencil and then one side that has the brush. The brush itself is much smaller than I thought it would be. Like, I don't know why, but for some reason in the promo videos it looked really big, but it's really small. This is very different from any other brow product I've seen. I've never seen a brow product that has a brush. Usually they always have spoolies. So I'm super interested in seeing how this works. So I did already zoom you guys in as much as possible. So I'm just gonna start with my right eye. For my brows, this is the good brow and this is the bad brow. So she's always behaving, she's always on point, she's always on time, arched and everything, and she just be going through it. So I'm gonna try my best to try to make them as even as possible. But you guys already know the saying, brows are cousins, they're not sisters. And in the case of my brows, these are cousins that don't really bang with each other. You know, everyone has that one cousin where it's like, y'all cool, but y'all not that cool. Those are my brows. So the shade that I'm starting in with first is black brown. And the first thing that I'm going to do is brush up my eyebrows hairs. So automatically as I'm brushing it, I don't know if you guys can see that, but when you look at this brow, you see that they kind of all clump together, whereas with this one, just from the brush, it's almost like it separated all of my brow hairs, which I really do like. So I'm gonna put the brow products up just this much. I feel like one thing that is super important to know whenever you're starting with your brows, you wanna start with a little bit first, just because you don't know if the product itself can break in half when you're trying it. So I always lift my brows up. I don't know, it just helps me. It helps me to see the line better, to define it. And I'm gonna start from the outer corner and then drag it to just have my first line underneath the brow. And I just follow the natural shape of my brow. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing at the top. And as you guys can see, I'm doing slow strokes or small strokes at first. And then I extend the strokes and I just follow the natural shape of my brows already. Towards the end of my brows is when they get a little sparse. So that's where I'm gonna really be drawing or starting to fill in more. And that's my first shape. So once I've kind of shaped the bottom and the top the way that I want it to be, I'm just gonna go in and do hair-like strokes on my brow. And I hope you guys can see because I do have a mirror in front of me. So I just like to do hair-like strokes in the front. And then I'm gonna continue with the hair-like strokes throughout the brow. Also trying to fill in any areas where I feel like it's a little sparse. So now I'm gonna go back in with the spoolie part and just brush my eyebrow hairs up. and to the side. So now this is one brow with black brown. So first impressions, I feel like it does a really good job of making your brows look very natural. I feel like that's like the one thing I can say is that I was able to achieve like very hair-like strokes with this. The brush part itself, I feel like it's something that you have to get used to. I'm so used to working with spoolies that this is something that's definitely different, and it's very, very dense as well. So I feel like that's really good for the very natural look. So if you are someone that likes like Instagram fleeky brows where it looks very like sharp, I'm not sure if you'll like this, but if you're someone where it's just like you want to use a product that can be your brows but better, this brush does a really, really good job of just like getting your brow hairs to almost mimic what your natural eyebrow hair should look like. If you guys see what that effect just did on this brow. But I very much so feel like looking at both of them, this literally just looks like a filled in version of my natural eyebrows. So for this one, I am going to go in with the shade Soft Black, which is darker. So just so that you guys can see both shades, this one right here is black brown, and then this one right here is soft black, and I'll also like put arrows on the screen, but I just want you to be able to see the two shades. Soft black is definitely much deeper. So I also just did a swatch for you guys to see. So the one that looks like it's a T, that's black brown, and then the one that's just like the straight line, that one is soft black. So this is what the shade looks like just swatched on my hand as well. Then I'm going to start from the top, very lightly with soft strokes, not pressing down too harshly because you don't want your brows to look boxes, and start connecting the ends while still following the natural shape of my brow. So I don't know about you guys, but I definitely see a difference. I'm not sure which one I prefer yet. I feel like I'll be able to tell once I'm done my makeup, but I definitely feel like this one is more of a natural color for me, whereas this one would be something that like maybe on my tail ends I would use soft black to do like almost like an ombre brow effect. But as you guys can see, this brow is thinner than this brow, so I'm just gonna go in and start filling it in more. But I'm also trying to like use very light strokes of this soft black because it is definitely much deeper, and I don't want my brows to look super, super harsh. I actually really do like this brush. It's growing on me for sure. So now I'm gonna go ahead and conceal my brows, and I feel like for me, the magic in doing your eyebrows always comes once you conceal it first. So I'm gonna conceal it and then show you guys what the brows look like, because that's when you'll be able to get like a true, what is that? That's when you'll be able to get a true vision of what it looks like. And for the concealer, I am using the Juvia's Place concealer in the shade 5, just because it's super close to my skin complexion, I feel like. It doesn't leave me with halo brows, and it just gets the job done. And as you guys can see, once you conceal, that's when you start to see like the sharpness and the shape of the brow actually, you know, come to fruition. That's when you really, really clean it up, if you can see the difference just between these two. So I'm gonna go in and do the same thing on the other side. And I always like to bring my concealer down because then it acts almost like a primer for my lids. Okay. My brows are honestly my least favorite part of my makeup routine, but I am done with both brows. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my face, and then I'll come back to give you guys my overall thoughts, pros and cons. But just looking at it, which one do you think is a better shade for me? I feel like you guys can definitely see the difference in the shade because I 100% do on person, but I also do see it in camera as well. I like it a lot. My brows look good. I'm actually going to do some comparisons to the actual brow pencil itself compared to my favorite brow pencil currently, which is the Benefit Cosmetics Precisely My Brow, just so you guys can get an idea of like the tip of the pencil and just to see what it looks like. But let me go ahead and do my face and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I did do the rest of my face off camera and I am back. So as far as these brow products, I really like it. I feel like my original thought when I first saw it was just like, how are these brushes going to work? And I can honestly say, as far as the pros, this brush is definitely a pro, especially if you are someone that likes your eyebrows to look as natural as possible. If you're not here for the overarching, if you're not here for the overdrawn eyebrows and you want something that's just literally going to help you mimic your brow hairs, I feel like this brush does a really good job of separating the brow hairs themselves so that when you're filling in your brows, you can actually fill them in according to your natural brow shape. And I'll just zoom you guys in. Okay, I zoomed you guys in just so that you can see the brows more clearly. So for this eyebrow, I use black brown, and then for this eyebrow, I use soft black, and I feel like you can definitely tell the difference. I don't know which one I prefer. I feel like low-key, I like black brown a little better, but I feel like what I'll probably end up doing is using black brown for the front and then using soft black for the ends, because I do want there to be more dimension to my brows. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. As far as the pros, I feel like the price is really good. A lot of high-end brow products are a little bit more expensive. They range around $20 to $24. So it being $20 as well as me getting it on sale definitely was a pro for me. As far as any cons, I don't really have any. I feel like the biggest con is just depending upon you and your brows. So if you like using a spoolie and you like, you know, being able to do harsher brows, maybe you won't like this product. But let me know which brow is your favorite in the comment section down below. If you are wondering if this brow product is beginner friendly, I definitely think it is. I feel like for me, the essence of a brow, or what is more difficult, is actually carving it out. But if you're just talking about filling in your brows, this is absolutely beginner friendly. So whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or a master at doing your brows, this product will work for you. I am going to quickly just show you a comparison of the tip of this compared to the Benefit Cosmetics ones, in case you're wondering. So if you are looking, this one right here is the Benefit Cosmetics Precisely My Brow Pencil. The main difference between the two, if I'm being honest, I feel like the Fenty Beauty one is a little wider. Because the tip is so thin, you're able to really mimic those brow hairs. So the Fenty Beauty one is a little wider, but they're essentially the same. They look the same component wise. So I feel like if you are someone that likes the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, you will definitely really also enjoy the Fenty Beauty one. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the tutorial as well as a quick comparison and hearing my pros as well as my one mini con that's not really a con. Go ahead and comment down below and let me know what your favorite brow product is and if you will be picking up this one from Fenty. I love you guys so much and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!